5.
Not yet. Now we are.
LA 026.
Okay, so, you want to ask that question?
This is a place for the agents.
Here we go. So, really quickly.
Oh, are you gonna post this for your Tuesday, Thursday class?
Yeah, I was gonna do that.
Ask for an attendance quiz.
Okay, so, you had a question. What was the question?
Yeah, my question was, did you have like a
Oh, did I
lecture
have
plan,
anything?
or
That's what
did
it
I
was.
ask questions about?
Yes, either of the above. Which would you prefer?
Well, I have a question
That's,
over
yeah, that's
chapter
really like
1.
You have a question from chapter 1? Okay,
Yeah.
ask it.
It's really fun.
So let me show you this before you ask it. So if you go down here to reviews, I got exam 2 reviews.
Oh,
These are just for practice. They're not graded.
Mom's high quality paper.
But,
I don't see that.
no, it's
Oh, yeah.
expensive.
there it is, key terms. So these are things you should know for this. And I'm including chapter 1 because it's going to be on the, most of chapter 1, well, most of it will be on the computer test. There could be some on the written test.
Okay, so that's what I was wondering, if it's gonna be on the computer versus the written. Then, when you're doing the computer one, I'm kinda having a question about a histogram. I don't know if I'm just doing it wrong on Excel or what's going on.
Okay,
But,
you want to do a histogram?
yeah, that's what.
Where is everybody today? We only got 7 people.
They're sleeping in.
Everybody gave up? They probably didn't know where. Well, we
I
got
saw
space.
Casey in the hallway the other day.
What did he say? Did you say hi?
He said how much he misses staff
I did not say that.
time. Hey,
Welcome,
man.
Allie. You
Hey.
were doing
Not good at all. You got something. What? You missed
Yeah.
our quiz.
No, you can't sign it. No, I'm teasing. You can sign it.
No, it's easy.
Well, you don't get credit for being on that.
Okay, that's okay.
Okay, so we want to do a histogram. So do you want me to pick one out of the book? Or do you want me to just make up a bunch of data?
We can do both. When you do random data and then you go to sort it, mine doesn't always sort, so you have to change the value. What is that?
So how do you get your random data to quit changing?
Oh, you copy it.
You copy it
You
and,
paste it.
nope, paste won't help.
The sort?
Well, but she said when she sorts it, it changes.
It doesn't change. Oh, no, it doesn't.
No, she said it changes when you sort it, right?
And that one.
You know what I mean when I say?
I know exactly what you mean, and I'm trying to get people to tell me what the right answer is.
I don't think anyone knows
You
that.
guys are scaring me. You should know the answer. You should have not only known the answer for this test, you should have known it for the last test.
Obviously. No, because last time.
Copy
Last
is the
test we
good
didn't
first
need to
step.
make our
What's the second step?
Copy it.
Right click it. I know.
Right click and,
F4.
not F4.
You have to change the value of something, you have to change it to something, I don't know what that means.
No, is it no? You just tell us.
You guys are scaring me. Here, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna watch,
Scaring you, this is from how many weeks ago, and this is just on a random group of numbers.
like we've done it almost every class.
No, we have not, we usually like, no.
So ran between, Abby, what's your birthday? What day is your birthday?
25th.
25, and, what year were you born, Porter?
96.
96. Okay, there we go.
Good year, good year.
Okay, so I got a bunch of stuff, and then as she says, every time she tries to sort it, sort and filter, it doesn't really sort it because the data keeps changing. See that?
Yup.
How do you fix that?
Oh, yeah. Thank you, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
You're gonna right click and you're gonna copy it,
Click,
and then you're gonna right click it again, and you're going to
values, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, pay special values right there. Bang. Now when we sort it, it actually sorts. And even
Wow.
better, it doesn't keep changing.
Thank you so much.
Okay? All right, I didn't want to use fake data, but we'll use it, I don't care. Okay? So, how do we make a histogram out of this?
No, you highlight the data.
No, you do not highlight the data. If you do that, you're going to get 0 points. Now, having said that, there is a histogram maker, and you should not use it on the test because you'll get 0 points if you use that. That's how you do it. Okay? So yes, there is a histogram maker. It sucks for small data sets. Okay? So you'll get 0 points if you use it. This is being recorded.
Right.
So you can't say I did not tell you that. Okay?
And we have to find the 5 values, like the.
Oh, first
Okay, are we doing a
Yeah.
histogram or are we doing a box and whisker?
Well, I don't like
We
the
could do
box.
both. Let's do both.
No.
Okay. Your answer would be correct if I was doing a box and whisker. But since I'm doing a histogram, that is not the correct answer.
What's your question again? Ask the question.
It was your question. You already forgot your question?
We're talking about a histogram? I was just concerned about it. Okay.
Okay. How do
Well, you are gonna.
If you guys are taking the test today, I fear your scores.
Me too.
I need to clear mine.
Well, you never use Excel for a histogram maker. So
You
better
never
not
use the
put a
histogram maker in Excel. You do use Excel, but you don't use the histogram maker.
You need 5 to
You make
7.
a graph.
You need 5 to 7 groups. That's a good first answer. What else? What are the other? I think I listed 5 things. That's one of them. Look in your notes. This is a good review.
Frequency
You
distribution,
need a frequency distribution.
relative frequency.
Well, it's relative frequency or frequency, those kind of go together. They're kind of the same thing. Well, they're not the same thing, but you can do a frequency histogram or a relative frequency histogram. Okay. What else?
I'm looking through the.
That's about all
That's all
The
you got.
groups cannot overlap.
Groups cannot overlap. That's another good one. That's 3.
Bars
Three.
have to touch.
Bars have to touch. That's 4.
You hope for a bell shape.
And we hope for a bell shape. Okay? Okay, so let's work on our frequency. So regardless of whether you're doing a relative frequency, you absolutely need a frequency distribution. Relative frequency is amazing. How do I do my frequency distribution?
Frequency distribution. Well, first you gotta make your groups.
Okay, there you go. First, we have to make our equal sized groups.
Oh, this is when you do like the 1 to 10, 1 to 20.
Okay, right. So what should our groups be in this case?
You could go.
20 to 30.
20 to 29. Because if we include 30, that's.
Okay, so our
Okay, but
numbers are
I did that,
27
and
through
then-
93. So 20 to 30,
31
it's not wrong, probably not numbers I would pick. Sorry. Selling my mom's house, and so I got every real estate agent who I said, don't call, calling me. And I'll put this on, we can do it. So anyway, what
20
was-
to 25.
20 to 25? There is no 24 to 25 in that.
27 to 36.
27
Just
to
make that up
30.
for,
No, the
31 to
27.
34.
okay, so 27 to 36, I probably wouldn't pick that, but there's nothing particularly wrong with it.
Okay, you always do 9 numbers, so I'm confused. What do you want to?
There has to be at least 5 to 7 groups. So whatever you do 27 to 30.
It's even groups,
1.7
isn't it? 22.
Why can't you say you just want to know?
Like there's 22
I
numbers,
guess-
right?
Personally, I like to think in numbers of 5. So like 25 to 34,
Well,
35 to 44.
25 to 34, that's not 5, that's 9.
27.
Yeah, but look, think of it this way. 25 to 34, 35 to 44.
Yeah, that's 9.
Okay.
And that's why I did 27 to 36.
25 to 35, 36 to 46. 47, do you see the problem? 47 to 57. That's kind of weird grouping, right?
That's 10.
But if I go, that is 10, but why do you want 36?
It's 9, like the 2.
So that's why I said 25 to 34, 35 to 44. 45, see, now every new group starts with a 10. You see that?
Are you gonna grade us on this on Excel?
No,
'Cause what if
I said
just-
her answer was not wrong.
Cause what if I
It's not
chose
logical,
25
but
to
it's not
30?
wrong.
But it is logical, because that's what the first number.
Okay, 27, we'll do it your way.
Wait a second.
27 to 30.
No, it's not that what you do, I want to understand.
27 to what?
36. That's
36. Okay. 37 to 46,
What?
47 to 56,
Never.
57 to 66, 67 to 76, 77 to 86, 87 to 96. How many do we have here? 7 groups. Okay? I personally think those are weird groupings, but it's not wrong. It's not wrong. We're gonna do it. It's what you wanted, so we're doing it your way.
No, I never said that's what I wanted, I said I just wanted to understand.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's not wrong. Okay? Now what?
Now you're gonna calculate how many numbers are in each group.
How do we do that?
You count.
Okay? Is there a way to count without counting?
Well, you like us to show all our work, so.
Okay, well, let me just say this. I'm a bad counter. Y'all are bad counters.
I'm not that
So we've got a computer here, you can probably count better than you can. How can I use my computer to count better than me?
Equals.
You highlight it and it tells you.
27 through the 36s. So that tells me down here I've got 7.
Row 1 through 7.
37 through 46. 47, oh, I've got 1, that's interesting. 47 to 56. I've got 4. 57 to 66. I've got, oh, wait. I've got 3. These are really hard for me. These are such weird groups. 67 to
You
76.
gotta go back to that group.
57.
Yeah, that's such a weird grouping. Who thought of that?
I told you we didn't have to use it.
Okay, so that's only 2. 67 to 76. And I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's bizarre. Okay?
But is it?
It's not wrong. It's bizarre. 77 to 86 to, I'm just like it a little more logic. Than, oh, well, it starts with 27. Let's go with that. Okay. All right, 87 to 2. This is not wrong. Okay? It looks weird
Well,
though.
it's like, okay, if you said like 20 to 29, then you only have 2 numbers in there.
Right.
Like, but if you give it away.
So if I went 25 to 34, 35 to 44, and 45 to 54, that would make more sense to me. This makes sense to you, so we're doing it your way.
Sorry,
Okay.
maybe it's because I'm left-handed, I'm just a little weird.
Yeah, okay.
I'm left-handed.
All right, so this is the one kind of way to go ahead and grab. Okay, now what?
Now you're gonna total that up.
Cool, and always put a gap between your data and the total, right?
Right.
It's not wrong if you don't, but a lot of you will make a mistake, so I'm gonna recommend that. Okay, 22, numbers.
I have 21 numbers. Well,
You did some wrong.
you know, because I only did 21 numbers.
Okay, well then yours is fine. Okay? Then what?
That's what's holding my.
And then you can put it into a bar graph.
Okay? So these are what? Should we put test scores? We're gonna pretend these are test scores
Well, it's
and number of students, right? We're gonna pretend these are your test scores, right?
oh my gosh.
Over after class failed.
All right. Well, we're gonna find out if you guys are normal or not, but I have a feeling you're not. Actually, the first test you were normal, right?
Yeah, we well.
You won't be on this one. Okay? I don't know what it is. First test of every semester, I always make it kind of a normal test, and then after that, they're rarely normal. I don't say they're normal, they're rarely normal. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, so, Annie, take it away. What do we do next?
You put like the graph. I don't know.
Tell me how to make it. You gotta know this if you're taking the test.
I know how to make an Instagram. You don't want to use the tool, right?
Go to insert.
Yeah, we gotta do it the right way.
Highlight your data.
Highlight your data, highlight your distribution here. Do I need to put the total in there? No, do not put the total in there, that would be wrong.
You have an outlier.
Okay, maybe we have an outlier, we'll check that in a minute.
No, I'm saying if you added the total.
Oh, that would be an outlier.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, insert. Take it away, Annie.
Go to your chart around.
Go to your chart.
I hit insert and I got all these recognized
no,
charts.
no,
I'm
no.
gonna press one of those.
Insert, and then
This
that
one here,
Yeah.
You always make a bar graph, a 2D bar
a
graph.
2D. Do we ever do a 3D?
No.
That's just stupid.
That's just stupid. Thank you. Thank you,
we're
Ryan.
not average, okay?
Okay, now on my bar
Yeah.
touching.
No.
No,
No, you
how
have
to
to
fix
go
that,
to
Porter?
add chart or quick layout.
Quick layout, thank you, Porter.
It was Bryce Bradley. And then you go to the one that all of them are touching. It's like, yeah, that
Good job, Porter.
one. Welcome.
Now you must be Bradley.
Yes.
Okay,
I'll be Bradley.
Because I want to.
Bradley, does that go look good?
No, you
No,
don't.
you need your certified.
All right, now what?
So we need our titles.
Titles? What am I doing? Access title. It's already there, actually. Well, the thing is, when you put it on there, it puts it in there for you. Okay, so what goes down here?
Test scores.
Test scores.
Failing grade.
What goes over here?
Number of students.
Number of students.
Delinquent, actually.
Okay, and what should we put here?
Frequent distribution.
No, don't put frequency distribution. Where do I get this data from?
Your brand new
Stat
computer.
category class.
No, I don't think that was us.
Whatever.
Section
Fake data.
003.
It's Trump data, it's fake, right? Anyway,
Yikes.
okay, now, how would you describe this?
Right to you. Right to you.
Is it
Trimodal.
bimodal?
Oh, yours is
It's
trimodal.
trimodal.
We probably call this one trimodal.
Mine's trimodal. Because there's 3 humps.
Because there's 3
Do
humps,
you
right?
want us to like make it to the uniform or no, just leave it like that?
If there's 2 humps,
Well,
it's
yeah, I mean-
bimodal.
Could be, we could make this again, but we'll
There's one.
Why?
But I will say, if you change the groupings, maybe 25 to 34, it might look very different,
Do it.
okay? You can do it on your own time, okay? I've got the data.
No, I did mine 25 to 34. No, it's
It looks the same? Okay, all right.
That does not look
Um,
the same. Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Is there-
now,
Question,
yes,
when you're choosing your
Trimodal.
grouping, does it matter how many numbers apart? Like, what if you decided to go 27 to 30 and you only did 3 numbers away? Is there a specific
so if
amount?
you did 27 to 30 with the same data set,
You
you're
got
gonna have a lot more than 7
Yeah, you got
categories.
too many
Okay.
characters.
Because they're all equally sized.
I'm
And
just
that's
curious.
probably too small,
That's okay.
because, you know, we've
You
only
have to have
got
at least
one,
5,
we've
but
only
no-
got one as a category, you're probably gonna get some zeros if you do that too.
Neither of them.
If you only did 5 categories, maybe the look normal, or uniform.
When we do our histogram, do you want us to have 7 or can we have like 5 or 6? It doesn't matter, at least it's between 5 and 6.
Okay, so I would shoot for 5 to 7. If you went with 4, you'd probably be okay. If you went with 8, you'd probably be okay. But yeah, 5 to 7 is kind of target for the data sets I'm getting. In real life, hopefully you're gonna have lots of data and then you can just use the histogram maker and it'll be fine.
Okay.
But on small data sets like this, the histogram maker sucks.
And it'll be fun.
Okay?
So when you had like, what's the cap on groups for?
There's no cap. If you've got 100,000 pieces of data, you can have 1,000 or more.
Oh.
Thanks, so.
Can we go over doing standard deviation by hand?
Oh, should we do the standard deviation here? So there's two things. Here's the deal, we can also do the box and whisker. So,
Is that
it
one?
looks like some of you already lost interest in this review.
Yeah.
Talking amongst yourself, so I'll just focus on the people who are paying attention. Should we do that instead?
Yes.
I thought
Wait,
we were
do
doing
what?
box and whisker.
Standard deviation by hand.
So here's what we're gonna do, I'm gonna insert a row.
I didn't lose
Data.
interest, I got another
Wait,
question.
but that's it, that's how you make a histogram on itself.
Yes, we know, we're doing something different.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm just about to close my tab.
So now we're gonna do standard deviation by hand,
Oh, do you want
okay?
me to do it on the board for you?
Do you remember the formula?
Yeah.
You do?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm impressed. What's the formula?
A lot of numbers.
You want the sample one or you want the population? one?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm gonna go with sample
If
because that's
this
the one I
was
got.
our class, what would it be?
Example.
Sample, because we're not all here.
But do you think everybody took the test in the class?
I would hope so.
Oh, I would hope so too.
Well, which of our classes,
I know, it's not that big. We're gonna pretend this is our class, right?
So can we just say yes, they all took it?
So yes, they all took it, so this would be a population,
So
right?
you're saying population.
all the
So let's do the standard deviation for the population. By the way, probably should use the darker pen and then do my turn off the light
So I have a darker pen,
so that I can see.
or I have other colors.
I have one too. Don't let me take this.
Oh, I will, I'll remember. I mean, I have a one that's darker than that.
Just like yours.
All right.
Yeah, I kinda got.
Focus. There we go. Okay, so the standard deviation for the population, what formula is that?
Wrong one.
Sigma.
Sigma equals
I don't know the population.
sigma.
Square root.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sigma,
You know those are the same letter in the Greek alphabet?
That's weird.
That is weird, huh?
capital.
Parentheses,
Okay, parenthesis,
X
x,
minus. Or
x to by actually.
X
technically.
by.
X to by minus
X bar. U, you want to,
u,
okay, well, you wrote down X bar. You can do U, same thing. Divided by
they are the
N,
same. Divided by n,
square root.
this is actually squared, you forgot
Is
that.
that square
This
divided by
is
ten?
square root. Okay, that's the standard deviation for the population. What's the standard deviation for the sample?
It's the same thing, except it's N minus one.
Well, it's
No,
really similar. It's not the same thing.
the top of it.
Rather than sigma, I use S equals
Square root,
square root of
so
sum of
X,
x I minus
U or X bar?
x bar
No,
squared
it's
over
N minus one.
n minus 1. Now, I know that these x bar and mu have the same,
Meaning,
well, they're both means and you can calculate them exactly the same. But what's the difference between mu and x bar?
the X bar is just
One's
from
from
the
the
sample. and the
X
U
bar is from the sample,
is from the population.
mu is from the population. Okay? All right, so coming back to our data here.
Friend of me.
I'll set the horse back here. But over
Those
there.
are big numbers to be.
Okay, we're gonna do the standard deviation by hand.
Friend of me.
And this time we're gonna pretend this is a population, all right? So find the mean
Hey, put that in your pocket.
When you say by hand, you mean keep the things on.
by hand in Excel. Yes, please don't use the cheater formula. Okay,
Put my-
here I will say this. I've got so two of the problems, I've already told you what two of the problems are on the computer part, right? What are they? What are the two problems I told you I guarantee will be on there
For what, the Excel or
for
the,
the Excel?
this one
Standard deviation by hand,
and the correlation?
correlation coefficient by hand. Okay? Now, here's what I will say. Standard deviation by hand, you gotta do it by hand. On the correlation coefficient, do you have to do the standard deviation by hand?
No.
No, you can use the
The
Excel
wonderful
formula.
button.
Okay? Unless I put them in the same problem, but I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Let's hope not.
What'd you say? What was your question?
Oh, I said don't put my pen in your pocket.
Don't put your pen in my pocket. I think that would happen. I'm pretty sure I have a blue one. You have that. Okay, so now what?
What do we do?
We're trying to do the standard deviation by hand.
So,
So that, you have to take each number and
well, first you have to find the mean.
Find the mean. How do I find the mean?
you have 23 subtract
You
1.
add up all the numbers and divide it by the total.
You did the median. You gave me the median formula. Say it again?
You add up all the numbers and divide it by the total amount.
Yes, or is there an Excel command that I'll let you use?
Equals med.
Equals average. Okay, and then you say,
Curse will be.
here's Bill Gates, all right, okay? Oops. All right, 55.36 is my population mean, because we're assuming this is for an entire class, and the class is self-contained. Okay? Now, what?
Find data and subtract mean.
Data minus the mean. Okay?
Okay.
And if you want more points, you don't have to put titles on here, but it helps you if I know what you're doing.
Oh, we're supposed to like do the title.
Okay?
Oh, I don't know.
Anybody?
So you.
Allie, it must be your turn.
Oh, okay. You put on one of the data pieces.
One of the data points
One of the data points that you had
minus, what did you say?
from the mean.
The mean, which is 55, right? Okay?
Go to the F4.
You want to do for
Do we need to add for anything?
The mean.
Mean. So I'm gonna add for the second one here.
And then
Okay.
press enter and then drag it down.
Press enter, and then you can either drag it down, or if you go right on the corner, you can double click.
Oh, okay.
Okay? For those of you who don't want to spend 8 hours on the test, you can use the shortcuts. Okay?
And then
Then what?
square difference.
Square the difference. Okay, how do I do that?
You have to add the little bit, right?
Add them together?
No,
No?
you just click that cell, so it
Click this one.
goes square.
Oh, got it.
And then
You can do a carrot.
carrot, which is shift 6,
And then F4 that?
and then F for it?
No.
No,
No?
just two.
Just raise it to the second power.
Just two, two.
I do not need that, I should not have 4 of these, right?
Right.
I don't want to only square the first one, I want to square them all.
Oh, yeah, the double click, sure, that's nice.
Double click, okay? Then what?
Find some.
D divided by the
Find the sum. How do I do that?
Click that to the bottom.
Click on the auto sum button. Okay, is that what I want to add?
I don't know, is that what?
Yeah,
Yes,
and then you divide it by,
N or N minus 1.
yeah,
No,
that's
no,
how
no.
I divide it by.
because it's population, so it's just the total.
So then I'm dividing it by,
Just the total population.
which is,
Are you trying?
22, right? You got 22 pieces of data.
36, well, R minus.
Okay,
Enter.
enter.
Okay, square root.
So that, what is this step called?
5.
Variation.
The variance.
Oh,
Okay. And then we're gonna
That's 2 times.
I'm gonna square root.
square root it, right? What's the formula for the square root?
Equals square root.
SQRT, right? Square root of that. Okay?
And that's your standard deviation of the
That's
population.
the standard deviation of the population.
We square rooted the variance?
Yes.
Correct.
Wait, so did you do the,
Now, can we check our answer?
did you do the sample or did you do the population?
Oh, S.P.
Instead of dot T this time, because we assumed this was a population.
Made it not
Do you
get it.
think we're gonna get it right?
No, are you getting it right?
Drum roll, please.
Oh,
Look at that.
Yay.
Smart as a computer. Okay? So when you walk out of your test, you can say, hey, I'm as smart as a computer. Or maybe you won't. Maybe you won't say that. You're like, I'm not a computer. Okay? You should know if you got this question right. How many points do you get for checking your answer?
1.
Wait, no, wait.
0.
0.
Full points because you'll know you got it.
But you will know that you got it right.
Trick question.
Okay? All right, now what? What do you want to know now?
Did you say like a box and whiskers chart?
Box and whisker.
No.
Okay?
Yeah, just my Q1.
What if I gave you 2 pieces of data? Could you do that? Did you two box of whiskers on the same one?
Sorry, what did I say?
Here, just for fun, let's add another data set here.
Oh,
Let's pretend these are your quiz scores.
Oh,
Quiz
They should be
scores.
higher.
This is your test scores. And these are your quiz scores.
okay, the highest quiz was 13 points.
Okay? We're gonna do a bunch of random numbers here. In fact, we'll even do the same thing. Ran between, what was it,
25 and
22
96.
and 96. So her birthday was on the 22nd, right? Was it your birthday on the 22nd?
No, it was the 25th.
Oh, it was the 25th, sorry. I thought it was 22.
No.
25th and 96. Okay, so these are random numbers.
And that one is.
Oh, you know what? That's all right.
What? I think you're supposed to double this.
Copy, paste special, 1, 2, 3.
And now sort them.
Sort them, is that a good idea?
Well, the other ones are sorted.
What are we doing? Box and whiskers?
Oh, this is good.
Okay, we're
So you need
gonna,
to
so
find-
remember, what was the big thing I said when you're doing correlation? Don't sort them.
No, you have one that is sorted.
Okay, let me just say this. One set is sorted, one set is not. I probably should have, well, it's too late now, but if you want, so here's what I would recommend. If you want to sort your data, you can, but here's what I would do. Copy, and then paste it over here. Okay, now I'm gonna sort this data set, and I want to show you the difference between okay, so data sort A to Z. This is, do you want to expand the selection because it sees data here and it knows that you probably shouldn't do this. I'm going to continue with the current selection because I want to show you the difference between these two. Okay? So if I were to create a scatter plot, okay, first of all, do you think that there's any sort of correlation between these numbers before I even do the scatter plot?
No.
There shouldn't be, right? They're just random numbers. There should be no correlation. If I insert my scatter plot, what do you think? Does that look very correlated?
No,
Not really.
not really.
But if I've sorted this over here, right?
Oh, I see.
Insert scatter plot. Does that look like there's a correlation?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is why this might be weak correlation, weak or no correlation. This shows extremely strong. It might be slightly curved here. That kind of looks a little bit like a banana, right? But probably close enough that, but this looks like really strong correlation, right? So this is why sorting your data will mess it up, okay, on your scatter plot. Okay, so we go from no to weak correlation to really strong correlation by sorting your data. Okay, so this is wrong. I know if you're trying to sort your data to do a histogram, it's okay, but do it on a copied set of your data set. Don't do it over here. Okay, because this is actually the correct answer. Okay, you wouldn't expect for random numbers. Random numbers should be not correlated.
Wait, so you're gonna show us how to do a whisker?
Okay, yeah, so we'll do that next. Okay, I knew that was the question, but I wanted to bring this point up because this is a mistake that I'm hoping to prevent from you guys. Okay. We'll see if you remember it when we do the test. Okay? Now, the next question is, can I make a box and whisker on both of these data sets on the same graph?
Different color?
Maybe we can use different colors, that'd be fun. What do you think the answer to that question is? Who says, yes, I can?
Who has no idea?
Who says, no, I don't? Yeah, who has no idea? Okay, so the correct answer was, yes, I can.
Oh, woo!
Okay? And when you see how easy this is, you're gonna be like, oh, duh, why did I not know that?
So you
Okay?
highlight one column and you make it a color, and you highlight another one and make it a color.
I'm gonna highlight both columns because I'm just feeling really risky today.
What?
Okay?
My mind is wrong. So confused now.
Now, how do I make a box and whisker? I haven't picked on. Kara, I haven't picked on you.
That's a good question. I don't know.
No idea.
Insert.
I know you gotta insert, but.
Oh, you did have an idea.
But I don't know which one to click on.
Okay, so we're gonna go to insert. Which one do you click on?
The one with the dots.
No, we already did the scatter plot. The one with the dots is right there.
Oh, I thought you have to be.
We're doing a box and whisker now.
Oh.
I don't know, maybe the bottom one?
Now, depending on which version of Excel you have, sometimes you can click on this spiderweb thing and it will say box and whisker. This one apparently does not have it on there. But you can go to more chart. You can either go to more charts or you can also go to recommended charts. Okay? Now, they don't recommend the box and whisker here though, but if you go to all charts, you've got your box and whisker. Look at that. Okay? Hokadoka. Okay? Now, is that a good graph?
Yeah.
No.
We need
We need a
after
title and we need the axes.
So we need the axis titles, right? Okay. So how do we get the axis titles?
Press that button.
Press that button right
And then
there,
the second
axis titles. Now, does this number 1 mean anything? No. So you might as well get rid of it because it's just stupid.
You can have space.
Okay, taking up space. What did I put down here?
Number of space.
What does this data represent?
Would that be your quiz
Test
score?
scores.
Okay, so here's what you're gonna have to do. Quiz scores, and give yourself a bunch of spaces, and test scores. And you might need to add more spaces in there. I don't have a better way to do that.
That was magic.
Okay, pretty cool.
And then you can add another text box.
And then what do I put over here?
Test scores. I mean.
Scores. Are these number of students? These are not number of students. This is not a histogram. These are scores. Okay, what do I put here?
Comparison of quiz versus test.
What's
Stats
that?
1040.
1040 scores.
For the double T stats.
Are you gonna grade us on what we decide to name our graph?
As long as it's not a stupid name, I'll give you that.
Well, I'm just saying, cause we're
Like,
really
if you
thinking
leave
about
it
how
here,
to
if
grade
you
here.
do this. Oh, chart title, if you leave it this chart title, you're not gonna get credit for that. Okay. But if you change it. What happened here? This thing
You broke it.
broke it. Quiz scores. Test scores. Get rid of that. And scores. Okay? So yeah, even if you misspell stuff like stat, I don't care too much unless I can't tell what you're trying to say. So yeah, just, as long as you give it a good effort.
For the
Okay.
numbers, are you picky about how many decimal places there are?
It's whatever Excel gives you, so.
Cause some of them have 3, some of them have 5.
Yeah, I don't care.
So does it, what if I were to change it and say, hey, I only want 3 decimal places for all my numbers?
You won't get more or less points.
Okay, I didn't know if you were gonna be picky about.
No. Okay? All right. Which one? Oh, this is an interesting question. We never did talk about the 5-number summary. This one did it without doing it, right? You know how to do the 5-number summary?
Yeah.
Are there outliers? Only got 5 minutes left. It's all really good questions.
Well, we would have to,
According to the box and whisker, are there outliers?
yes.
What are
Yeah, but yeah.
they? 90 and 92? I don't see a 90 or a 92 in the data. So let me move this over here. Oh, there is a 90.
If you look on the right, there's
We're just
90.
making stuff up. Are there outliers according to the box and whisker?
Yeah.
No. Why would you say yes?
Well, it has to be off, so there's no out.
Here, I'm gonna put an outlier in here on purpose. 150.
Oh.
That's right.
Okay? Now you can see 150 is an outlier.
Yes.
Guaranteed, nobody will get 150 on my test.
I thought it was possible.
Okay? How about a 0, big size 0? Is 0 an outlier?
No.
Okay? All right. So actually, let me put that 0 back in here. Let's look at my box, my scatter plot.
I'm pretty sure.
So let's change that to 150.
I don't know.
Can you see the outlier on the scatter plot?
Yes.
Yeah, it's 150 right here.
Oh.
Is 0 an outlier?
I'm blind.
Potentially, yeah. I would probably call 0 an outlier on that one. Okay? Can we prove if 0 is an outlier or not? According to this, because remember, if we do this by hand, we might get different answers if we do it with Excel. With the box logic. How would you find the outliers by hand?
If it's,
Like quartiles, 1.
if it's on from the standard deviation.
Is it based on the standard deviation?
Yes.
Actually not.
If it's like more than 25% or something.
Or something?
Yeah, right?
Wasn't it if I'm like,
Okay, this is a really good question. We've only got 2 minutes left. It's not related to the 68, 95, 99.7 rule.
it's related to stats stuff.
But Bradley, AKA Porter, at the beginning of class mentioned something that we should find.
Quartiles?
The quartiles. How do we find that?
More formula.
Well, first you find, I find the median first.
Okay. What's the 5-number summary?
Q1.
In order.
No. Minimum.
Minimum.
Q1,
Q1,
Median.
median.
Q3,
Max.
Okay. We're just going to do it on the test score data because that's where I think we might have an outlier. Okay.
Okay, so
0 is
0.
27.
0, hello.
Oh, it's 0 now, actually. You sorted there that I forgot. The maximum is 89. The median is
49.
what's the command where when you're using Excel that I said you
Oh,
can
equals
use?
average.
Not average.
Equals mean.
It's not mean.
No median.
Median. Mean is not part
It's
of
the actual,
the 5-number
mean is an
summary.
actual number.
It's the median. Okay, so I'm going to use this here. What is
Middle number.
What's the command in your formula sheet?
Quartile,
Which one?
the one with the exclamation.
We got the bottom one, right? Quartile, we're doing just this one. Does it matter that my data is no longer sorted?
So it gives you an option.
No.
It does not matter, okay? And then which one of these do I press?
First
The first quartile. And the third quartile is? This, comma, 3. Okay, how do I determine if 0 is an outlier? I need to figure out the lower fence and the upper fence. Thank you, Kara. How do I find that? Equals Q1 minus 1.5 times, here's the quartile range, which we should have figured out, but we're going to do it right now. And the quartile range is Q3 minus Q1. Okay. Is 0 an outlier?
No.
No, you have to be below negative 25, and nobody will ever score that bad on that test. Even if you don't take it. Okay. Upper fence is Q3 plus 1.5 times the inner quartile range, which we should have figured out already, but it's Q3 minus Q1. Okay. 133. Okay. So when I change this back here, 150 is now outlier, right?
Maybe we can change it to 133 and it will just.
It would be interesting because you know what I will say?
Yeah.
134. So technically 134. Oh, actually 135. So according to our math, 135 should be an outlier. So it is. Sometimes those don't match. Sometimes the Excel uses a different method, but sometimes it does. Okay. All right, we're way out of time.
So we're not going to give it that form. We just have to know, right?
Oh, you will have the formula sheet.
It'll tell us that it's like 1.5 times the quartile range.
Yeah, you'll have a sheet. So when you take either the computer or the written, it will be the exact same formula sheet. It's got all the tables on there. If you even got more tables than you need, we're going to reuse those all semester. Don't write on them, but they will be fine to use. Okay?
Wow, great. You got less stress?
No, I'm more stressed, I think.
That we were given all.
Yeah, now you know what you don't know.
Thought I knew a lot.
All right. So, see y'all later.
Yeah.
How
Remember,
many
be careful
questions
about
is the
sorting your
paper
data.
one?
What'd you say?
How many questions is the paper one?
Well,
And is it a multiple
The
choice
paper
or
one's
is
free
it
today, right?
everyone's free today. I think it's 15 questions,
50?
but some of them have ABC parts. So,
But the paper
And
one
is it multiple choice or is it like?
yes,
it is
all of
multiple-
the above.
Oh, it's multiple choice?
Some multiple choice, some show your work, some
Oh, okay.
graphing by hand, whatever. It's a little of everything.
And there's only
But we
15?
won't be able to use a computer.
You will not be able to use a computer on the written. You must use the computer on the computer.
Okay.
Which is tomorrow.
For the written, will we get a calculator?
For the written, you will need a calculator. For the computer, you cannot use a calculator. You have to use Excel. Okay? Too often you guys do them on your calculator, and I'm like, where did these numbers come from? I don't know. I guess I'll mark it wrong. Okay?
When you're grading the Excel, are you just grading it on a final answer that you're looking for, or?
I will give you partial credit if I can figure out what you're doing. If I can't, no. Okay?
We just have to make it easy. Our job is to make it easy for you to get us 100%.
Right.
That's our job.
That is your job. Okay?
Can I make it colorful?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, but no. This is not, it's not an art class.
Oh, it's in
You can write little notes in there.
It's do get funny notes like, Patriots are the best, okay?
Yeah,
We'll see you
that'll be
Monday
text
then.
credit.
We'll see you Monday. So just as a quick reminder, I'm gonna be out of town. I will not have your written stuff graded, but we can go over the computer stuff on Monday.
Wait, you're out of town on Friday?
I'm out of town Thursday and Friday.
So no class?
Correct.
Correct.